Good evening and welcome to the Philip Master Grounds, where you're about to witness the semi-finals of the Plate Championship in the 2016-2017 Veterans Football Tournament, courtesy Veterans in Sports Inc. Before us tonight's first encounter is one team from the West Coast and one team just southwest thereabout. LABORIE versus ANSE. Get familiar with the colors. LABORIE is to my extreme left in red and black, and ANSE in the traditional colors of ice cream gold or red, green, and gold. They're gonna battle it out for a place in the finals of the Plate Championship. Round of applause for both teams on getting to this stage of the competition. But it should be very interesting. They're battling for the last spot of the Plate Championship. Looking either of those teams are going so far in terms of the Plate, so it should be very intriguing. Wish them well. Meantime, we have a host of individuals to meet the teams, spearheaded by the tournament director, David Shakespeare, Mr. Nance, who is the director of Veterans in Sports Inc. We have DJ Donga, who is the representative from Madison. We have Black Chinese, and of course, we have the man himself, Adam Malakan, who is the CEO of Veterans in Sports Inc. also in terms of Caribbean Alliance. So Captains, present your teams to the party. Should be very intriguing and interesting. LABORIE to take on ANSE. Although, in my estimation, the ANSE fellas' shots look a little too big. Remember, therefore, it's a windy spot. Whereas the guys from LABORIE look relaxed. You have a guy there who's short of a length. But as anything else, I know we are big. So, LABORIE to take on ANSE. May the best team win. Folks, enjoy the game. Don't forget, we still have full action after this encounter. And we have one other semi-finals where your team, therefore South, will come up against Rosie. This is another big one after this one. But meantime, enjoy LABORIE versus ANSE.
And welcome once again. Welcome to the Philip Marston Ground. A wonderful night. Yes, of course. Yeah, give thanks to the Most High King Alpha, Queen Omega, Man and Father of Creation for a lovely day as we return to view forth that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. That's their Plate Championship in their semi-final stages. As you see, ANSE coming up against LABORIE Veterans. ANSE in their traditional red, green, and gold. LABORIE Veterans in the red and black with the white stripe. This is the first of two games to be played here tonight. Later on, the homeboys of Vivo South will come up against Grizzly Veterans. Corner there to ANSE here by LABORIE, and in control of the ball game right now. Recuperating this one on the flank there. And Luis Francis has to intervene, ruling it in the favor of LABORIE Veterans, a free kick. The culprit is James Paul. Just as St. Amy is just safeguarding himself there, the number 2. Joaillier is trying to swing this one across there. Some good defending by LABORIE, and again Luis Francis intervene, sporting an infringement. Let me remind you, you're watching a live action that of Jules production. And a kick there from Joaillier, not causing any problems. Again, you see, Summers was trying a through ball there. Really didn't get anything out of it. Back to his keeper, and again, Ancillary is going to start from behind. There you see again a miscontrol there from St. Croix. A throw-in to be taken there by Joye, finding his man quite perfectly there. This one is swung across. But finding the defense of Ancillary Summers is finding this man quite perfectly. He's taking on one. A good possession of ball there from Ancillary. Again, Joye is tackling there, and Benjamin Gabriel is finding the man on the right flank. Across, and some good defending again from LABORIE. Summers in midfield. Giving it away, Summers there. Some good football being played there by LABORIE. A good touch on the ball, I must say. Straight back into the path of St. Timmy. That's Justice, and he's taking a wild shot there. And this one won trouble. Ryan is not at all in goal. St. Croix Lewis for Ancillary. He's trying to find Gabriel, but Gabriel gave up on this one. It's Melvin St. Croix trying to erase this one again. And it's no problems at all for the man under the goal. That's Ronald Charles. And again, welcoming to studio Mr. Terry Finisty.
Young but feisty this match so far. Early attack being made by the men from Ancillary. And it's obviously even right now. This team's differing paths. Tiny to the final, semi-final I should say. But evenly poised as an attack manifests itself for Ancillary. But by the custodian.
Summers in midfield for Ancillary. He's trying to dribble around his man, and he was robbed off there by Justice St. Amian. A good pass again from the Dreadlocks man, and in receiving, he's launching a shot there, just sailing over the transversal, and you can see Ryan Esnad is pointing to his defense there, Terry.
Yeah, not a great deal in this game so far, but as I said, both teams have been on the attack. We saw them being very prolific in the quarterfinal stages. This is, of course, the final for the semi-finals of the Plate Championship, the Flow Plate Championship, as we see an attack broken up there by an incipient attack broken up by LABORIE, and LABORIE wins the ball right back. And as I was saying, in the Elite 8, we saw the boys from LABORIE getting the big win over Congorians. Come from behind victory. Congorians took the early lead, and then they did not have enough depth to hold on to that lead. LABORIE coming from behind and eventually winning 6-2. And that victory was followed, of course, the next day by Ancillary going up against All Blacks out of Dennery, and Ancillary coming out the better. They won 3-0.
Yeah, Terry, this is how these two managed to get here in the Split Championship, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. It's the semi-final stages here. Of course, likewise, we're in the semi-finals of the main championship. So many teams doing very good in this year's tournament. Ancillary is taking charge of the ball game there right now, and a run there from Summerson is asking for it and coming to a halt. Joye is trying to find his man. Some good football again from Justice St. Amy. A lovely pass there, finding Claudia Siri. Trying to swing this one across there was James, and he was contested. Some good defending from Ancillary. A lovely weather here tonight, Terry.
Much more moderate than it was last week, Chinese, as we get set up here for a free kick. A dead ball opportunity, I should say, but corner. And they'll get a second in a row with LABORIE.
Yes, LABORIE is trying to find the back of the net there, and this one is swung. Yeah, the heads go up there. Still in possession. It's LABORIE, but out of the defensive area there. Ball going in touch for a throw to be taken there by LABORIE. Well contested. Ancillary winning back this ball, and with a burst of fury on the left flank. Some good pass in there from Ancillary, but again they were robbed. Not taking too much control there and possession of the ball. Dangerously leaving is a LABORIE in defense, and Ancillary with Benjamin Gabriel, and he's firing and well contested, and I just believe that Joye got it out of there. Terry, things are firing up here.
Yes, they are indeed heating up. Ancillary, you'd have to consider the more dangerous team on paper, at least, as we see some serious uncertainty there being exhibited by the player from LABORIE, Claudius Seri. Really unsure as to where he was going with that one. But Ancillary, on paper, you'd have to say they have looked the much stronger for the duration of the tournament. Big 6-2 win over LABORIE got in that 6-2 win over Congorians, but a very straightforward 3-0 win over All Blacks from Dennery, and a game which was, we thought for a while, the most even game of the quarterfinal round. It was the only quarterfinal game which ended up 0-0 at halftime, and in the second half of that one, Ancillary just took control and scored 3 goals in the second half, really driven by Benjamin Gabriel. And in the preliminaries, of course, Ancillary was one of the stronger teams which ended up in the plate. However, we see Claudia Seri looking a lot more decisive this time, and forcing Ryan Esnard to come to the edge of his box to collect the ball and initiate the attack for Ancillary once again. So ANSE RAYE, 2 goals in the preliminaries, Chinese. Normally if you get 2 goals in the preliminaries, 4 teams in your group, you pretty much expect to go through to the main championship. But in this case, 2 other teams in the group also had 2 wins, CARICOM Masters and Proficient Kings. So ANSE RAYE down here in the plate championship, and they are of course at the penultimate stage of the plate championship.
Yes, Terry, in mentioning this again, this is where goals matter. When points come to play, you go down the line checking for goals right now. You understand? Because most probably if they did score more goals than their opponents, they would be playing the main championship, as you saw a shot on target there.
Well, the LABORIE team, going into the semi-finals, into the quarterfinals, they had scored just 1 goal in the tournament in the preliminaries and had conceded 12. And then we saw them concede 2 goals within the first 10 minutes of their fixture against Congorians, and we thought, well, here's more of the same, as we see the attack being started there by Joye, but unfortunately Andre Joye just managing to pick out Ryan Esnard, the custodian, 0-0 for LABORIE. But LABORIE had not been having anything like a good tournament, and up to the first 10 minutes of their quarterfinals, we thought, well, here we go again, more goals being scored against LABORIE, and they just turned it all around and scored 6 times as many goals as they had scored throughout the tournament, ending up 6 goals to 2. So could that have been the spark that was the beginning of a change for the boys from LABORIE? Let's see how this one all turns out. But so far, 0-0. They're holding their own and managing to maintain the stalemate against, one would have to say, the more favored ANSE RAYE team.
Yes, Terry. I'm not forgetting, it's the plate championship, and it speaks of the bottom 8 teams of the tournament. And sometimes, most probably, a team could be having a very bad tournament and end up in the semi-finals of the tournament like that. That's the plate championship, because, like we were talking of LABORIE, and they're in the semi-finals, and we just have to make it quite clear that it's the plate championship, the bottom 8 teams. But with all due respect, that of the top 8, it's no nonsense, as Ryan Esnard is displaying his no-nonsense move there right now.
Yes, Sylvester Pelage knocking the ball into the box, and we've seen a number of fairly speculative balls being pumped into the box by LABORIE so far. Don't seem to have a coherent idea of what it is that they want to do in the final third. There they go again, trying to pick out, I think, the striker there, Somerset Kwa, and unable to do so. If that is indeed their plan, he's not being allowed to do a great deal by the defense of the ANSE RAYE team, as ANSE RAYE here on the attack, looking for the man out wide, but unfortunately the defense for LABORIE absolutely packed, and here comes LABORIE once again, maintaining control of the ball. He's going to try once again to find Somerset Kwa, and Chinese seems to be plan A, B, C, and D to try to find the center forward, Somerset Kwa, for Romeo Cox. Romeo Cox, I should say. Romeo Cox for the LABORIE veterans. That seems to be plan A, B, C, and D for LABORIE, to try to find Cox up front and try to get something out of him.
Yes, of course. The dreadlocks man there, Cox, in the forward line. He's looking the more prolific there of the players from LABORIE. As you see, some good passing there from Luis Senkwa, trying to find Gabriel. Gabriel is trying to dance into the final third. Luis again trying to cross this one.
This is a dangerous ball.
Very dangerous there. Leaving dangerous is LABORIE into their final third, and appealing there for a handle ball. Some good work there again by Joye, kicking this ball straight into the hands of the player there. And a spot kick there onto LABORIE. LABORIE was living very dangerously in the final third.
LABORIE was living dangerously, and ANSE really should have taken advantage. ANSE was right there on the ball. Some excellent approach work having been accomplished by Benjamin Gabriel in particular, with a couple of neat passes within the 18-yard box, and in fact had picked out the player within the 6-yard or just on the edge of the 6-yard box, who really should have done a lot better. His back was to goal, but a quick turn should have put that one to bed.
Yes, Terry. But it was not to be free in there to ANSE. Some good blocking again. Some serious ball being played there by Justice St-Amy. With Studs firing there, throwing again to ANSE. Well controlled over the man. Oh, a good ball there. Oh, what some lovely ball being played. It was trying to bring this one across. And again, you see, no nonsense. Ronald Charles straight into the path of the player from ANSE, and is breaking into the defense again one more time. That over LABORIE. ANSE still in control of the ball game on the flank. That's on the right hand side. Good defending again from LABORIE, Terry.
Yes, Emmanuel Clermont dispossessed there after we saw some really neat play on the right flank by Zacharias Frederick. And then the ball made its way across the mouth of the goal to Emmanuel Clermont, who had a couple of neat touches but unable to get past the defender from LABORIE. And now it's a throw-in. Cleanly effected, but possession lost. Once again, the ball goes to LABORIE. And LABORIE pushing forward once again, trying to find Romeo Cox. And this time they do pick him out, but he plays the ball back into the midfield. Swings it across to no one in particular, unfortunately.
And again, you see, Summers is in control for ANSE, finding Benjamin Gabriel. Gabriel was trying to feed St. Croix. That's Melvin there. Gabriel was pushed from the back there. It's Henley Emmanuel there, the culprit, and free kicker to ANSE.
Two fiery gentlemen, Gabriel and St. Croix, and St. Croix having to just pull Benjamin Gabriel, who has a very hot nickname. He has to pull him off and just tell him to calm down a little bit.
Yes, of course, Terry, in mentioning, Gabriel was an angel of God, and he's Benjamin. Benjamin was the last son of Jacob in the 12 tribes, and supposedly his middle name is Satan. I don't know what is wrong with the two godly names and the Satan in between.
Yes, an unusual nickname. I think it is intended to reflect his devilish nature on the pitch. As you see, a shot going awry. They haven't had many shots on goal, have LABORIE so far, and they get one off, and unfortunately it sails high over the bar. Dave Joseph with that attempt there.
Well, as we witness again, ANSE is trying to build from behind. Emmanuel Clermont was trying to find his man there forward, and they were robbed. Nathan James releasing the ball, and some good work again from LABORIE. A good distribution of the ball from LABORIE again. James was trying to find his man there in the final third. And a ball going out of touch. Ryan Esnard finding his defender, Louis St. Croix. St. Croix still in defense. A long shot again, trying to find Melvin St. Croix this time. And he's done good. And oh my God, he's just blazing this one straight over the transversal, Terry.
Well, they've had a number of attacks where they've linked up well in the 18-yard box or just on the edge of the 18-yard box and hasn't produced, or they haven't produced the final result that they would have won, which obviously is a goal. So this time he just decided to go for it on his own.
Yeah, and I'm making a mess out of it. It looks to me like some good defending there again. As Nada finding his man Saint Croix. And he's pushing this one to his man there, Luis. That's a Melvin Saint Croix. And again, he was robbed. Justice St. Amy trying to find his compatriot Nathan James to Justice again. Again, he was trying to find. It was to me like a Romeo, but to no avail. LABORIE is trying to possess this ball there. And Karen Seri, it looks to me, with it right now. Trying to find Romeo, and Romeo is trying to dance. And LABORIE is trying to pounce on this one. Oh, what a good save there. Oh, lovely save. Justice again. Trying to pounce on this one there. Is not dealing with this one there. There you saw some good defending again from ANSE RAYE. And the Dreadlocks man between the six did good. And now it's Summers finding his man. The ball is pushed back into the defense. Some good working there. But the defense of LABORIE proven to be stable. That of James. Good working there, Justice St. Amy. Again, he was trying to find Nathan James. And this one going into touch. Throw in there. Louis St. Croix. Some good touch of the ball. Romeo Cox is ruled offside. LABORIE is trying to pounce on ANSE RAYE here very early, trying to find the back of the net. Benjamin Gabriel is trying to get to this one that the head go up. That of Justice St. Amy. Ball going in the touch. Gabriel finding Summers a good touch on the ball again. Again, Gabriel is failing to swing this one across. And Don Tommy is trying to launch an attack there. But in defense, some very good work again from ANSE RAYE. Just giving this one away. It's Clark trying to find Cox, some good ball there by Cox to Serrier. Serrier is trying to move on this one. Karen, that is, trying to feed the man running in there. That's Novel Clark again with a burst of fury. And it's a corner. It looks to me like Dave Joseph trying to. Oh, it's a throw in the air to LABORIE, and it's Dave Joseph. Still a throw in on to LABORIE. I saw the official went to the corner flag. Most probably, I thought it was a corner to be taken there. Terry, LABORIE is looking for their first goal here tonight.
LABORIE just getting into the game a little bit more as it progresses, as this half progresses. But really, Ancillary looking the better team. They just haven't found a cutting edge in the final third. But they are looking the more cohesive team, the team with a plan. Whereas we see Romeo Cox up front for LABORIE, and they keep trying to get him involved. It's really been a lot more teamwork. Satan Gabriel pulling the strings, but really a lot stronger teamwork for the ancillary team with someone Senqua involved, the other Senqua boy involved. So it's been a lot more Melvin Senqua I'm talking about, or Moving rather. It's been a lot stronger team effort from ancillary, and you can see that they're playing with a stronger plan. LABORIE though, led by Andre Joye at the back, as you see him on the ball there. They've been a lot stronger in terms of their defensive response. They've been very, very stout so far, able to fend off Justice Sentimi playing up front. And here comes Romeo Cox. Romeo Cox foiled once again as he makes his way inside the 18-yard box. LABORIE though, both teams really have been very strong at the back and have been able to keep this one at a stalemate.
Yeah, Terry. You just saw a very good defending by Aloysius Sidney there, just preventing the first goal there from going in. The heads go up, that of LABORIE. Cox in control, and he's just forced in this one, not really taking his time, posing no threat to Ryan Esnad. In control. Oh, very good ball, and he's not offside. A burst of fury there from the left flank. And this one will sail into the goal. Oh, what a wonderful goal. And what a celebration on the far side. Terry, 1-0 in favor of Ancillary, red, green, and gold.
Excellent goal. Just as we were talking about the fact that this appears to be a better team effort from Ancillary, that they have more contributors, basically, Chinese, who are getting into the attack. And really, you can't guess where next they will come from. They have been working really well together, and here we saw a wonderful individual effort putting paid to the 0-0 draw that we were looking at, and Ancillary forging ahead. They are up 1-0, justifying so far their favorite tags.
Yeah, Terry, I'm still looking to find the goal scorer there, not really making him out. But it's 1-0 in favor of Ancillary, pouncing. It's Romeo Cox, the dreadlocks man, trying to dance. Finding his man on the far side. This one is lifted into the area there, some good defending. Ancillary with Summers. Summers finding Benjamin. Benjamin is trying to dance around Joye. That's Andre. A ball going into touch. Gabriel with the throw. Ancillary is still in control of the ball game. This one was asked by Emmanuel Clermont, and they were robbed. Oh, what a through ball there. And Romeo Cox was trying to take on his man Sylvester Pillage there. And Romeo was pulled back. I saw the tugging of the shirt. But he still had possession of the ball, which the referee allowed to play on. And I think the ball is going the other way in favor of Ancillary. Most probably Romeo was in an offside position. It was so tight there. Aloysius Sydney is hoisting this one, but again, back in control is Justice St. Amy. Is taking on Gabriel, doing this one quite perfectly. He's finding Nathan James. James again trying to find St. Amy there. And there's some good ball there between James and St. Amy with Aloysius Sydney intervening and winning a corner there. Is LABORIE veterans. Terry LABORIE is trying to pull one back here in the first half of our first game here tonight.
As is often the case, Chinese goal kind of sparked the game into life. We saw LABORIE looking a little bit devoid of ideas, and all of a sudden here they are, as you'd say, Chinese, the burst of fury. They are really trying to raid the ANSE goal. So far they've come up empty, but it's forced ANSE, at least for this little period of play, onto the back foot.
Again, and they are back in defense with Tommy again. Just relinquishing the ball onto Ancillary, and Benjamin to Summers. Summers was trying to feed his man in the forward position there. Joye, some good ball, and just as St. Amy's ruled offside. And Slurry is maintaining the pressure, and of course being very, very good in defense. Sydney is pumping this one forward there. Oh, some good hustling again. And we just saw the man in the middle favoring Ancillary there on this one. And with the tempo that Ancillary is building here tonight, with the 1 goal advantage, they are looking for the second one, Terry, so that they may put things, the screws, even tighter here on LABORIE.
Well, I think if they do get a second hair Ancillary, the floodgates could well open. I don't think this is going to be as we see here. Oh, dangerous! Oh my goodness! Oh, that could almost go down as an own goal against the keeper, Aloysius Sydney, with the free kick. But it wasn't that dangerous a free kick. There was, however, a man lurking in the area that just put it was Benjamin Satan Gabriel, who just put the goalkeeper off, and there you have it. It is 2-0, and you talk about tightening the screws, Chinese. I think it could be opening the floodgates.
Well, as you say, tightening the screws. As I say, tightening the screws, you said opening the floodgates, and I believe the floodgates are open right now, and the screws are being tightened on LABORIE. Floodgates of goals from Ancillary is open, and the screws are being tightened on LABORIE. 2-0, and in possession of the ball is LABORIE with Don Tommy trying to make amends and feeding his man there on the far side. Rufus St. Amy is just giving this ball away, and throw to Ancillary on the far side. The goal scorer. It looks to me as he moved into the forward position there. Some good working there. And LABORIE winning the throw. Andre Joye with the throw. He's finding Bale and Felix. Felix again trying to find his man just as St. Amy. St. Amy's trying to swing this one across. A bad control there by Roman Ramroch. There you see a hustling and a bustling there. But still it is Ancillary with Benjamin Gabriel. Gabriel is trying to swing this one across. Some dangerous ball. in the final further. But again, you see Ronald Charles pouncing on this one. But before this, the whistle of Luis Francis went. Sporting the playoff side there. That's Bacchus Henry. He was in an offside position. Looking very hungry there. Bacchus Henry and, of course, Benjamin Gabriel, the strikers for ANSE LABORIE. It looks to me like Balon Felix is finding his man. Just a St. Amy. Trying to take on his man there. Oh, some good dribbling skills there. St. Amy is stopping this ball, and some good contest there again in defense. Lovely attack being built by ANSE LABORIE again. ANSE LABORIE in search for the third goal. Zacharias Frederick was trying to dance into the defense of LABORIE, and he was put down there, Terry. Some good work there from ANSE LABORIE.
Yes, ANSE LABORIE, generally speaking, has been good. In the defensive third, they've fallen victim to a couple of strikes from distance. But in terms of being able to fend off the play coming into the defensive third, they've been pretty good.
Yes, of course, and they've won themselves a free kick there, ANSE LABORIE. It looks to me like a Benjamin Gabriel behind this one, and he's feeding his man there, and to no avail. I think he was whistled in an offside position there. Just a St. Amy trying to get around his man. Some good ball control. Just giving this one away. Just like this. It happens in football all the time. Oh, lovely run there again. And not enough pep on this one.
Just waited too long, I think, to make the pass. The pass was available for perhaps 5 seconds before that. And he just waited a little bit too long as we head to the halftime interval. Just waited too long to make that pass. Could have been 3-0 going into halftime.
Yes, of course. Let me make mention to you that you are watching the Jules production here at the Philippe Marcelin ground. 2-0 in favor of ANSE LABORIE from the West Coast, and of course LABORIE. I'll say they're not out of the game as yet. We'll go to the second half of our game in about 15 to 20 minutes. ANSE LABORIE versus LABORIE in the Plate Championships of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup for 2016-2017.
Kick-off in the second half here. LABORIE gets us underway. They're down 2-0. ANSE LABORIE with the advantage in this one, both having come through the quarterfinals. And here we are, one step away from the Flow Plate Championship. Of course, you can follow Veterans in Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and our Facebook page, veteransinsports.com. As ANSE LABORIE are once again on the attack, trying to get it in from range, but unable to do so. And the ball is back in the midfield. You can, of course, check out our Facebook page for loads of photos. You'll see Chinese represented there. Cornebert Louis represented very well there. ANSE LABORIE once again on the attack. Cornebert.
Yes, you just saw St. Croix trying to put this one in the game there. whipping it across, but to no avail. Throw in there to ANSE. It looks to me like Nadia Mitchell that was. He was impeded. Free kick there to ANSE, and it will be Raymond Joseph to take this one. And no problem again there for Ronald Charles. Pouncing on this one. And Aloysius Sidney trying to feed his men in the forward position there. And you just saw a mistake there again by the ANSE players having LABORIE to capitalize on this touch. There the whistle went again, and LABORIE is living dangerously. And again, Gabriel moving on the defense there on Don Tommy is trying to dance. Gabriel finding Fabian Montout. Montout trying to find Sylvester Pillage. Pillage again with Gabriel. Gabriel again. Some lovely touches on the ball. Mitchell trying to swing this one across, but again, you see LABORIE building an attack with August. August again not maintaining the footing there with ANSE again trying to do it as it is. Some a lovely ball there on behalf of Mitchell, and of course a great dummy by Seaton Benjamin Gabriel. Terry, ANSE is maintaining their 2-goal lead.
And looking to press their 2-goal advantage. LABORIE not looking as though they have much of a response so far. And certainly ANSE are very much on top of this one, as we had expected that they would be at some point in the game. It stayed 0-0 for quite a while, but ANSE looking they likelier to press their advantage than LABORIE to overturn it.
Yes, of course, and even stretching the lead to a 3rd goal, but on the far side, some attack has been built there by Anthony John, and again in defense you see ANSE proven to be very good, and again some ball being played there to Benjamin Gabriel, but far off again. In control of the ball game, giving this ball away. Oh, ANSE again still in possession. Oh, he's put this one straight in the arms of Ronald Charles when he had a man on his near side to feed him.
Right on, right in the old bread basket. Easy save there, and yes, indeed, it should have been a simple pass off. Not sure if he would have been onside though, but it should have been a simple pass and a finish.
Yes, of course. This one should close the gates. I mean, tighten the screws even more. Because had ANSE scored this one, all doors would have been closed on LABORIE. LABORIE winning a free kick there to be taken by Nathan James. LABORIE want to pull one back here very, very desperately. And this one is straight to the keeper. And no problem again for Ryan Nesnat, Dreadlocks man. Trying to find Benjamin Gabriel. And not doing so. Finding Henry Emmanuel. Some good ball being displayed there by ANSE. And finally this time they're finding Benjamin Gabriel again. Some loose touches and loose passes, miss passes there, causing them to lose possession of the ball. Again, you see Anthony John was fouled. LABORIE winning themselves a free kick. Some good control and good passing again from LABORIE. Just giving it away there. That's LABORIE playing too soft indeed. Clark. And again, Clark was mishandled there by Melvin Senqua, and in return, Senqua was mishandled by Clark, bringing him down to the turf. Some good ball there by Sylvester. Sylvester again. Oh, good save there by Roland Charles. And a tumble there between the players. Some good touches on the ball there. Novel Clark finding his man. A good ball again by Felix. Again, they were robbed. And Slurry is just trying to maintain the pressure. Balon Felix finding his man on the far side and not able to control this one as he's putting this ball into touch. Through into ANSE. ANSE taking very good control of the ball game. And the whistle of the man in the middle, that's Luis Francis, just went for an infringement, spotted there on the far side. A free kick there to the ANSE team. ANSE has 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, you just saw Aloysius Sidney introducing himself into the area there for the header. Asking for it is Aloysius Sidney, and Gabriel is doing some movements in the game there. And he's bouncing on this one. What a wonderful save. A shot taken there. Terry Fiery one for the 4th goal.
Yes, that has been a rock in the last, sorry, I should say the goalkeeper for the LABORIE team has been a rock for the past few minutes here. Really holding ANSE at bay.
Don't forget to check out and support.
Could by now, Chinese, within the first few minutes of the second half, ANSE could well have been up 3 or 4 goals as opposed to just their 2-goal advantage.
So please make sure you support the grand
yeah, Terry. Ronald Charles, that is the keeper of LABORIE, has been splendid indeed. Had he not been splendid between the sticks, most probably about 4 or 5 would have gone past him. A free kick again. And Slurry is trying to maintain possession of the ball game. Good ball again on the far side. Well controlled by Melvin St. Croix. And St. Croix is swinging it across. And you just saw the keeper shadow in this one. In the toucher. Goal kick to be taken there. And Norville Clark from the back for LABORIE. He's finding Don Tommy. And Tommy's finding his defender who's swinging it into the path of Van James. And James was touched heavily there, but winning the throw. And throwing it straight into the path of the player there on the opposite side, but still again maintaining possession. Good defending again, but still the ball is not remaining in the possession of either or. But the main factor here is that Ancillary is in the lead by 2-0, and if it remains in this manner, Ancillary is going to go to the finals. A good take again there by Ryan Esnad. And Terry, it looks to me that Ancillary is tightening the screws even tighter here on LABORIE.
Well set they are for the final, where they would face either the Grosley team or the team from Viewfort South. Both of them will be clashing, or well, the two teams will be clashing in the second semi-final. But here comes LABORIE on the attacker. Good tackle there towards the defensive third inside the third, Nathan James. And as the Ancillary defender finds himself a little bit worse for wear after that tackle. Can't quite make out who it is, Shiny, can you? Looks like Aloysius Sydney. Finds himself very much worse for wear. And he came off the worst in that tackle, outside from the fact that he was able to win the ball and give his team a corner.
Yeah, Terry. I concede the corner. Yes, of course. Well, it is. Yeah, it's a goal kick. It is Aloysius Sydney. And again, robbed again. And this one is lobbed to the far pole. And you see some danger again here, Terry.
Yeah, that was a very good strike of the ball there. Just looking Sheldon Alphonse coming off the bench and looping the ball. Very dangerous ball. Just a little bit overhit, but could well have found itself up in the V there. And I don't think Ryan Esnad would have had a clue.
Yes, of course, Terry. You would not have a clue of this one, where it went. And Ancillary in control of the ball game, and Fabian was almost been dispossessed there. And some good working there again from the defense of LABORIE. Burst of fury there in the final third from the striker of Ancillary. And the whistle of Luis Francis went there, and this one is in favor of LABORIE. Norville Clark standing behind this one. Sheldon Alphonse wanting it back to Norville Clark. A little 1-2 touch again, finding Anthony John. John was trying to find Alphonse again, and they were robbed in defense. Ancillary building an attack. Oh, what a wonderful attack there by Ancillary. It's the number 16 there for Ancillary with a burst of fury. Zacharias Frederick, and he was caught short in defense, approaching the final third.
And had Zacharias been able to just lay that one off, for his teammate. I think is that Mervyn Senqua across there. Had he laid it into his path, Senqua was all by himself, running alongside, and could well. Here we have a dangerous shot. Oh, danger at both ends. This one is end-to-end action with Nathan James. Nathan James getting the ball just outside the 6-yard box, and he's upended. This time he's the one who stays on the ground, and we've had some heated action at both ends of the pitch, and this one is really building up nicely.
Yeah, Terry, there you see Nathan James had a chance to pull one back and inch in LABORIE closer to ANSE there, but was cut short. There you see Benjamin Gabriel was trying to go there the outside of his foot there. I think trying to find Senqua there. An attack being built on the left-hand side. Some good ball. A good cross again. LABORIE. Alvin Etienne there doing some very good work. Benjamin Gabriel with a toe poke. Benjamin Gabriel is trying to receive again. It looks to me like Senqua trying to dance. He's dancing quite perfectly. Handle ball there. LABORIE is on the back foot. It was a Fabian Montout there having this kick there to affecting the handle ball. And again, you see they were trying to find Benjamin, but the ball is back with LABORIE. Oh, very good ball there. Heads go up in defense. Sylvester Pilage, clearance. Header from Nathan James. James again in control of this ball game. There you see Novell Clark was trying to find his man there on the forefront. That's Roman Ramroach, number 15. Noville. Sylvester Pilage. 1-2 touch. And again, losing possession of this one. Throw in there to ANSE. Sylvester Pilage again. Good ball. And there you just saw Zacharias Frederick was trying to catch Ronald Charles off guard. A good turn indeed there by Manuel Clement. Clement feeding his man on the far side. A dinky of a ball by Zacharias Frederick, and he's finding his man on the far side and placing this one wide of the right upright. Terry, they had a chance to go 3 up there.
Did, but Ronald Charles was, I think, equal to it. I think he forced the attacking player to put that one wide, made himself big, as they say about goalkeepers. And we had just had a famous goalkeeper in our vicinity, and I was hoping to have him in our broadcast booth, but just making himself big and putting the players' angles off.
Yes, of course. I think it was Emmanuel Clermont there trying to pounce on this one and making it go wide. Novell Clark is trying to dance and quite successfully, finding his man in the midfield. Again, a dinky of a ball, finding Clermont again. Just giving away the ball. Ramroach is pushing this one back to John. John, again, not taking control of the ball. Coming back again, winning this one. Some good ball by Saint-Aimé. LABORIE. Oh, what a shot again there. And it looks to me like LABORIE trying to pull one back here tonight. Melvin Francis pouncing very hard on this one. Terry, a shot there by Melvin Francis just going wide of the right upright.
Yeah, well, they say that a 1-goal advantage is very dangerous, but so is 2-0, because once you allow your opponents to get back, to think that they can get back into the contest with 1 goal, it gives them belief, it gives them hope, it spurs them on, and anything can happen at that point. So LABORIE is still feeling that if they can get that one goal, they can be in this contest. ANSE, of course, are comfortable with their advantage, and it's easy for you to get lulled into a false sense of security with that 2-0 advantage. And they have had the opportunities, have ANSE, to go further ahead, which would give them a real cushion.
Yes, of course, very well said there by Terry Finis there. Just reminiscing the game between Valley Legends and, of course, VS ADC, when VS was leading by 2-0, and it was Hayes Marcel pouncing one there for Mabuya Valley, making it 2-1. And, of course, Mabuya got a chance again, and a chance and a chance, and so many chances in the game that I could have counted. Yes, of course, to go 2-all there in the game. But again, VS went through by 2-1. Here it's 2-0 in the favor of ANSE, and receiving this one is Benjamin Gabriel. Gabriel is trying to dance into the final third of LABORIE. Back heel in this one. Oh, a very good ball. It looks to be of a dinky of a cross there by Emmanuel Claymore, the man there on the far side. Oh, and this one is sailing over the transversal. Nathan James with a ball in possession is trying to find his man there in the forward position. But the ball is back with Justice St. Amy. St. Amy again trying to cross this one. Again, it's the man down there. That's Keron Serie, the dangerous striker there for LABORIE. But again, he was not to be found. Our next game here tonight between Vieux-Fort South and Grosley. They are engaging themselves in their warm-up activities there. And you just saw Louis Francis sporting an infringement there in the favor of LABORIE. There was a little talk there between the players and the man in the middle, who has the whistle and is in charge of the entire proceedings here. That's Louis Francis. Substitution made there by ANSE. It looks to me that Summers is coming back into the game. And straight he's been put into the wall and asking from orders there from Ryan Esnad, the goalkeeper. It looks to me behind this one is Endley Emmanuel there for LABORIE. And Endley is posing no threat there to the goal of Ryan Esnad.
Yeah, Ryan Esnad has been equal to just about everything that's been sent his way. As I said, not a very sharp attack for most of the game from LABORIE. There was a little bit of a flurry after the first goal was scored. But aside from that, they've not posed a tremendous threat to the goal of ANSE.
Very well said, Terry. That's why in the deficit of 2-0 trailing here at the Philippe Marcelin ground here in the south of the island, Vieux-Fort. Oh, the bicycle attempted here. And of course, you just saw Anthony John displaying the act. And it just went wide of the target. And I think he was in an offside position. Summers has positioned himself behind this one to pounce this kick, trying to find Benjamin Gabriel. But again, some good defending by Neville Clark. Clark is trying to find his man, but still in possession of this one. Some very good ball. Sheldon Alphonse feeding this man, and oh my God, all the time in the world. Nathan James Terry had all the time in the world to pounce on this one.
Pounce like a pussycat.
Yeah, Terry. It was a dolly of a goal there, and Nathan James had all the chances that he could have wanted to put this one at the back of the net. Pulling one goal back there for his team, but it was to no avail. A very flat cross again by Neville Clark. ANSE LABORIE is building an attack with Fabian Montout. Montout is finding Benjamin Satan Gabriel. Gabriel is trying to dance into the defense. Oh, what a ball there! Is he doing anything good with it? Finding Montout. Montout trying to take around the defense of LABORIE. Back with Benjamin. Benjamin coming across one, and a very, very heavy cross there again by Benjamin. Posing no real threat to the defense of LABORIE. Melvin was trying to find his man again. Some good control of the ball there by James. And the whistle of Luis Francis went there.
And Luis Francis officiating in his second different sport today. Luis T.F. Francis, of course, also a track and field official. He was at League Meet 1 earlier today.
Like I would say, Terry, he's a master of all trades and jackass of none. ANSE LABORIE building from at the back. A lovely ball to Benjamin Gabriel, and Gabriel on the left flank. Oh, what a dummy of a pass, and outside of the boot again, you see there by Melville St. Croix. And St. Croix again was trying to find, that's I think Fabian Montout in the middle there. Some lovely ball being played again there by ANSE LABORIE. Still in the lead by 2-0. We're here at the Philip Marston ground. It's the semi-finals of the Plate Championship, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup, Veterans Football for 2016-2017. Poor corner there. And LABORIE is looking to pounce. Oh, what a dinky of a header there again from Justice St. Amy, but to no avail. Good control. Melvin St. Croix is trying to dance into the final third. Oh, what a block there. Fabian Montout was trying to dance around, but in no nonsense defense of LABORIE. Melvin trying to find his man there, but again, we just witnessing ANSE LABORIE is proven to be very, very accurate there in defending and in passing. Oh, what a good ball to St. Croix. Melvin St. Croix one-on-one with the keeper. And the keeper is... oh, my God! The keeper was sold for half of nothing. And Fabian Montout had all the time in the world just to flick this one into the open goal. But leaving to see some other moments of this game is LABORIE. A good touch on the ball again from LABORIE. Justice St. Amy trying to find his man again. Summers for Ancillary. And again, Summers is giving this ball away to Karen Serie, but still retrieving this one. Oh, what a good ball there! And what a lovely pass. Some serious red there from Fabian Montoute, and he was cut short, but again, Ancillary is still pressing very hard. Melvin Silquais snapshot in this one, wide over Ronald Charles. But Terry, for a moment or two, the game just came on heat there. Fiery one here.
Waves of attacks coming from the Ancillary midfield and their forward line. Every time Labrie looked like having them a little bit stymied, they managed to win the ball back or to retain control of the ball. But here comes Labrie. Labrie very much on the move. Sheldon Alphonse has been making a difference in the game and could, well, that one just snuffed out. At the end of the very straightforward interception. And the danger is averted. So here they come once again. Ancillary. Ball goes into touch.
A throw in there to Ancillary. In control is Melvin Sinclair for Ancillary. Still in control of the ball game is Ancillary. The dreadlocks man there trying to enter the final third of Labrie, and Labrie is up to a par. A good ball again, Labrie taking control there. Putting it together there, Labrie, and I still can't find the touch that they do desire. Sheldon Alphonse there for Labrie doing some very good work. As you see, hands on his waist, and he's just walking away. Sheldon Alphonse after doing so much of a good work. Ryan is not bouncing on this one high and hard. Dave Joseph is finding Anthony John is finding Alphonse, and Alphonse was brought down, and he was lend a hand, bringing it back to his feet. Across there again, some very good defending from Ryan Paul, throwing to Labrie. Sheldon Alphonse to do the honors. Whistle over the man in the middle when that's Luis Francis, ordering Alphonse to go to the proper state where he would have wanted him. Oh God, and miscommunication there between the Labrie players, awarding the throw to Ancillary. Ancillary back in defense, trying to pounce on this one. The dreadlocks man trying to control this one, not doing as it was pleased over him. Snapshot again, you see, taken there, posing no threat to the goal of Ryan Esnad. Ancillary from the back, trying to build an attack.
It's always a problem when persons don't pay attention. I have the same issue in my classes from Monday to Friday. Persons don't pay attention.
Trying to put the ball together there. Ancillary, some very good fending there at the number 16 over Ancillary. That's Zacharias Frederick, winning himself a throw. And you just saw the referee spotting an infringement there in the favor of LABORIE. It looks to me Sheldon Alphonse behind this one. Oh no, he's given the duties up.
No matter who you are, what you represent, we all fall short.
To another player there, it looks to me like Novel Clark behind this one. Trying to look for a consolation goal, or must I say. And some very good work in defense there. Oh, again. And they're getting this one, I think. Pulling one back is LABORIE here. 2-1, Terry. LABORIE pulling one back.
Putting one back, and they showing some urgency, trying to get back there. Just to Sendemi with a goal. Trying to, in fact, was it Rufus Sendemi? Nixon Donatian. Nixon Donatian with the conversion there. And they're showing a little bit of urgency, trying to get back in formation and get the ball kicked off as quickly as possible. But I'm thinking that this one is looking as though it's only going to be a consolation goal, with Ryan Esnad still down for ancillary. And I think it's going to be Noel Cox called into action. No, in fact, sorry, that should be... Yep, Noel Cox. Noel Cox should be called into action here for ancillary. I don't see him warming up, Chinese. Okay, here he is. He is running onto the field. Well, I still didn't see him warming up, so I don't know if he's coming into the game cold. Let's see what's going to happen.
Well, Terry, I don't think you ever expected this to happen to Ryan Esnad, so there was no warming up there from Noel Cox. He'll just have to replace Esnad between the sticks and continue performing the duties that he's supposed to in this fixture here tonight at the Philip Marsley ground. We're here at the semi-final stages of the floor plate champion. The defending champs were Mabuya Valley. They were in the main championship. They came from the plate championship, and of course played in the main championship and got knocked out in the quarterfinals. And the plate trophy is up for grabs. And I think, yes, of course, we're going to have some new champs of the plate trophy here tonight. Not tonight, most probably next Saturday it is there. Because next Saturday we're having the finals over either or. That's the plate and the main on a Saturday night.
Plenty of excitement down at the Philip Marsley grounds this weekend, though, with the semi-finals of the plate championship. Ancillary now going to have to play a little bit of keep away, perhaps, because they are going to be tested, certainly, in these last few minutes by LABORIE, who got their first goal to make it 2-1, reducing the deficit, and now within sight of the equalizer. Should they get that equalizer, it could well force extra time or give them the impetus to go on and score that crucial third goal. But they have to get the second first.
Yeah, very good in speaking. They need the second one to equalize the game, and also a third one to clinch the game. And in so speaking, well, if they don't get the third and it remains at 2-2, we are going to go into extra time, and providing that it remains the same, we're going to have penalty shootouts. The heads go up in defense for LABORIE. And the dreadlocks man there for ancillary, the number 15. They're playing good, but some very good ball again to the goal scorer there, and he well, most probably kind of slow onto this one. That's Nixon. Goal kick for Ancillary to be taken by Summers St. Croix. Long and hard by Summers. Just meeting the defense of Novel Clark for LABORIE. Through in there for Ancillary. Blaze looking for his man. Summers with a clearance there, hitting the grill layer of the upper tier of the stadium. Good control there by Zacharias Frederick, trying to find the man there up front. And Blaze Phillip. Oh, what some skills being displayed there again. Still in control of the ball game is Ancillary. Good touches there on the ball. Oh, a big pull back there. Melvin St. Croix was pulled back. And you see a card was issued there by the man in the middle to Sheldon Alphonse. Alphonse pulling back St. Croix. Spotted there by Louis Francis. Denying him of the opportunity because had he gone past him, most probably Ancillary would have pounced on the third one here tonight and stretching the lead on LABORIE. LABORIE not wanting this one at all. It's 2-1 in the semi-finals of the Plate Championship, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup for 2016-2017.
Please report to the announcement area. San Savory, Newport South Junior Player of the Year, and also Senior Player of the Year. Big respect to San Savory.
Summers behind this one. Swinging this one straight into the keeper, and he's dropping this one. And still in the favor of Ancillary, but the man in the middle spotting something that I didn't see there on the near side of a play. Ancillary again gaining possession. Ancillary still looking for their third goal. On the left side, LABORIE is proven to be very dangerous, but allowing the ball to go over the touchline, and the final whistle just went there. That's of Louis Francis bringing the end to the game. 2-1 Terry in favor of Ancillary, and going into the finals of the Plate Championship, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup for 2016-2017.
Well played at the end by Ancillary. Some difficulty, of course, with their goalkeeper, Ryan Esnard, but they ended up pulling it out 2-1. Well done, and they'll be looking forward to facing Grosley or Vieux South.
Yes, of course, and let me remind you that you viewing live football here at the Philip Mastley ground, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup for 2016-2017, that of the Plate Championship, and LABORIE just going down to Ancillary by 2-1. Later on, you'll be viewing Vieux South, the homeboys, coming up against Grosley. And of course, yes, you are watching the clips and the action of Jules Productions.